Hey guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode in our online selling series, or mainly eBay. And a while back, you might remember if you've been watching my emergency storage shed cleanout series, we discovered a cabinet full of old car manuals. Now, we went through them all. I sorted out about half a dozen that I thought would eBay really well because I'd done a bit of checking. They seemed to be quite hard to get. And the ones I found on eBay had either sold for a good price or sellers were asking a high price and there wasn't any cheap ones. So with that in mind, I thought, beauty, here's some, we'll get some good footage of auctions finishing on eBay and really lots of bidding activity, snipers at the end, top prices to demonstrate how eBay works for rare stuff. Well, I've got to say, I was very disappointed. Now, I'm disillusioned a bit with eBay. I think things have changed a lot, and I'll talk about that as we go through. But let's watch these auctions finish on, I think, about 5 or 6 manuals, car manuals, various things like that I put on. I started the price fairly high on them so that if it just had one bid, I'd be happy enough with the price. But the auctions were a real fizzer. Let's have a look. So here we go on my eBay active page. We have these manuals finishing shortly. I am disappointed with the exposure I've had. I'm not sure if eBay have changed things. I suspect they have, because I'm only getting 3 views, 9 views. Some of them have got bids, granted. 10 views. So the ones I thought would do really well, 11 views, 2 watchers, no bids. 10 views, 1 watcher, no bids. The one that finishes first, the Massey Ferguson manual, no views, no watchers, no bids. It's like no one's seen it. Is that possible? Let's go to the listing. It has 1 minute and 23 seconds to go. So I'm expecting not to get any bids unless the counters are somehow out. I did see one that actually finished yesterday that I did not see when I had first did research on this, because I didn't find any. That's why I thought it might go well. And one identical just finished yesterday, and they were after very similar money and it didn't sell. So I don't expect to get a bid, but I'm just a little puzzled as to why I'm not getting any views on these. Have eBay changed something do they have an algorithm now that shows some sellers' items ahead of others? I see that they're pushing a sponsor thing, I guess you have to pay to have your listing promoted a bit more, and everyone else's, it just fades away in the background. When I started eBay a long time ago, every time someone searched for a keyword, every listing showed up. I don't know that even happens now. So I'm a bit puzzled about this, but let's see if we get a bid. We'll go back to the listing, and there is 15 seconds left. So I don't expect any bids on this one. Good to see that some of the other manuals do have bids, but we may not get any more. So 5 seconds left. Let's see if we have any late snipes on it from someone that may just stumble across it. Doesn't look like it's sold. So I may leave this one on here as a buy it now. I might also market it through Facebook, and I'll put it in the shop with a $40 price tag on it. We'll see how we go there. All right. So the next one finishes in 5 minutes, I think. Let's refresh this page, actually. So the Fiat tractor manual finishes in 4 minutes, bit over 4 minutes now. There is one bid, so it will sell at $40. I've quoted $11.30 postage because it was too thick to go in an envelope, so it has to go in a satchel. 3 watches, so who knows? We might get some bidding action on this one, but still only 14 views. So still, it's a long way better than the last one. All right, we'll be back here shortly. 4 minutes, 10 seconds. We'll tune back in with 30 seconds to go. So 25 seconds left on this one. There's no further bids. There were 14 views, so at least it had a bit more action. I think there was a couple of watches. I just don't remember now. Let's scroll down. Used to tell you somewhere. I can't see. 3 people have added it to a watch list. 8 seconds to go. Any late bids? Be nice. But $40 I'd be happy with. 1 second. Let it refresh. No, so no late bids, but it did sell for 40, and that's fine. I'm happy with that. So it looks like I'll have to post that one out. I wonder if that same buyer is going to buy some of the other ones. That would be nice. Saves me some postage. and it will save them some postage. So the next one, let's refresh this page, is the Nuffield Tractor Workshop Manual. Again, I listed it at $40. Again, it has one bid. There's 2 watches, and if we go to that auction, it's a different bidder. So 4 minutes and 15 seconds. We'll check back in soon. Again, 25 seconds to go. Still only the one bid. This was quite a large manual, so postage was $15.30. So the winning bidder's prepared to pay over $50. Let's see if anyone else is prepared to pay some money. 9 seconds to go. There's a different buyer than the last one, as I said, at this stage. 2 seconds, 1 second, any snipes? Doesn't look like it. Another sold just for one bid. Yep, okay. So that's all right. We're getting rid of them. 4 minutes left on this first Holden Commodore service manual. Disappointed in these. I really thought these would have had a lot of interest. No bids on either of them at this stage. So we'll see what happens at the end. But yeah, look, it is what it is. I've got to try and sell them this way because I've put manuals on before and thought they won't get much, and they've gone for hundreds. So if I can't find any similar, or if the only ones I can find are very expensive, I like to run them through eBay. That's where eBay is a really handy marketing tool. But as I said, things seem to be changing. I don't know that the people that want these are actually finding them. So yeah, not sure about that. Anyway, we'll click on this listing. We have 2 minutes, just under 3 minutes to go. So we'll be back here shortly and just see if we can get a bid at the end. Okay, 25 seconds left on this one. And ideally, I'd like to get someone grab this one and the other one. And that way I get $100 out of one buyer and there's only one lot of postage. But it might not sell at all. 10 seconds left. There are only a couple of watches on it. And if it doesn't sell, I don't think I'll relist it. I think I might try it on some of the car groups on Facebook. 1 second. Doesn't look like there's any buyers around. That is disappointing. All right, let's go back and refresh this page. So we only have 3, 4 left for tonight. So I'm kind of hoping this one doesn't sell now. 1 watcher, 10 views, 4 minutes left. Then we have the Toyota diesel engine one, which I found quite a few of those actually selling before, and this one hasn't even got any watches. So I'm becoming quite disillusioned with eBay, actually, judging from here. Now, we did have a bid the first day I listed on the Mazda E2000 E3000 Parkway 26 bus truck owner's manual. And that actually surprised me because I wasn't sure we'd get a buyer for this. I don't expect we're going to have any extra bids. It'll probably just sell for the 30, but I'm happy with that. It'll just post in an envelope. So that was pretty good. The thing I've got to consider is that if I had this in the shop, how long would it take for someone to come in that had this particular model Mazda, which is 1977, and then you got to hope that he doesn't have a manual for it. So eBay is a great way to find a targeted audience, I guess. But yeah, we're not doing too well with multiple bids. The last one I've got is that motorcycle accessories catalogue, which was a really cool piece. 3 views, no watches. That's really disappointing. I think I'll put that back in the shop. Maybe I could advertise it on a Facebook motorbike group, because at least I don't have fees on the groups. And having run them through an auction once, you would assume they're not super rare. Surely if it was super rare, people would be looking for it and it would get a lot more interest. Anyway, we'll click on this Holden Commodore Calais series, VN series service manual, and we'll be back here. There's just under 3 minutes. We'll be back here with 25 seconds or so to go, and I'm kind of hoping this one doesn't sell. All right, down to the last 20 seconds now on this. There's been no action. There's only one watcher. If it sells, well, I'd say it's $50 for a book, but I think I'm probably better targeting some of the car groups on Facebook now. 5 seconds to go, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, no bids. That's fine. I could probably even try and sell them together, But yeah, no go there. I'm kind of glad. So the next one to go is the Toyota Diesel Service Repair Workshop Manual. No watches on it, only 9 views. I don't expect, let's refresh the page there, I don't expect that one to sell either. And the Mazda one will, because it has got a bid, and I don't expect the bike one, motorbike one, the accessories catalogue to sell. So quite a disappointing night, really. I was expecting these manuals to get lots of views, multiple bids towards the end. It would have, I reckon. eBay have certainly changed their exposure of sellers' items somehow, or maybe there's just not the people looking on eBay anymore like there used to be. I mean, remember back, well, 10 years or more ago when I did a lot of eBay work and you had a real flurry of activity, you didn't have the Facebook marketplace or the Facebook specialised groups. So I guess a lot of the buyers have left eBay. Anyway, we'll watch these finish. I'll probably only do the last 10 seconds of each so we don't take up too much time. And then we'll have a chat about our strategies after that. Okay, down to the last 10 seconds here. There's been no action. So I don't expect any bids on this one either, which is fine now. I'm a bit over this. 1 second, no bids. Okay, let's go back. At least we know this one will sell. And I doubt very much whether there's going to be any extra bidding action on it. 10 seconds left on this one now. Still just the one bid. So that's where it'll finish, I think. 2 seconds, 1 second, and sold for $30. So we just have the catalogue left with no bid. So I'm going to assume it's not going to sell. I'll let you know if it does, but that's fine. I'll look at now remarketing these through Facebook, I think. I'm just very disillusioned with how these have gone on eBay. So yeah, we'll get them sorted. I'll be back with you soon and show you a plan. Okay, and now back to present day. My plan, because that was a few weeks back now, those auctions, my plan was to market them through specialist Facebook groups. Now, there's plenty of Facebook groups, probably anywhere in the world, but certainly around Australia, there's lots regarding collectible cars, whether they be Holdens. There's groups for everything. And as I suggested during those listings, that maybe a lot of the buyers just aren't on eBay anymore and they're buying through the groups. So I thought I'll do some listings in the groups, but I didn't quite get round to it for a number of reasons. We've been busy with lots of other things going on in our lives at the moment. And the manuals, because I already had the photos done and because I already had the descriptions and the eBay pages set up, it was very easy just to click relist. But I didn't list them as an auction, and I put them in the shop. Now, I've got a shop, I might as well use it. I don't pay fees if I sell things through the shop, and sometimes the right person does come along. So I repriced them. I priced them up higher, even higher as a buy it now on eBay to allow for fees, but I priced them a bit higher physically in the shop as well, and I've had a bit of success. Now, I've sold a few through the shop, and when I sold the ones that I had on eBay, I had to remember to go back in and cancel the listing. I put them as buy it nows, and for example, those Holden ones, the two blue VN Calais manuals, I had them at $50. Luckily, I didn't get a bid. Then I listed them as buy it now at $75 each, and one of them actually has sold, so I made more money that way. Even accounting for fees, I did much better. And I think the Toyota diesel engine manual actually sold through the shop at, I think, $45, and I didn't have any fees, so I cancelled that listing there. We've still got a couple on, but over time it's worked quite well. So interestingly, for example, the Massey Ferguson tractor manual, when I had it listed as a buy it now, after a week, it actually had a few people, had a few views, and I had a few people actually watching it, whereas I did not get that at all with the auction, as you saw. So I reckon eBay are dialing down the exposure that the average seller gets, and they're trying to convince you to pay for a promotion, basically. And the people that promote their listings obviously get better results, but it costs them more, I presume, that it costs you to promote an auction, as well as your normal listing fees and final value fees. So I am a bit disillusioned with eBay, but it still remains the fact that it's the best way to find someone for something really obscure. So I think it's got its place, but I think in the future with car manuals, if I can establish a rough price, I will probably look at just advertising in Facebook groups, because there's no fees at all that way, and I can still have it in the shop. Whereas if I really suspect something is super rare and can't find anything on Google or anywhere, I think eBay auction is probably the area, and maybe in that case it might be worth paying for a promotion. I don't know. Let me know what you think below. But we'll wind this episode up now. I haven't got back to any of those other car parts that are in the last episode, which was about a month back, I said I was going to do. I've also got to eBay some car radios. I think they'll be worth eBaying. So I'll get back to that as soon as I get a moment. We're still doing lots of driving for Christine's treatment, but things are going pretty well there, and that should back off shortly. So I'll hopefully get back onto my eBay, get my mantra back and do a bit more of that, as well as all the other things I'm doing. So thanks for watching. We'll wind this up now. This video was just a lot of talking and a bit of showing what's going on. I don't need to show you my completed items. I've sold a few other things too. You might remember a Toyota Carby I sold. I got $50 for that. So the buy it now listings do work if you leave them on long enough. Anyway, that's enough for me. Catch you in the next video. Bye for now.